back to the rice fields.
Hello there. I'm here with Sam. How you doing, Sam?
I'm fine, Ollie. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Ian will hopefully be joining us soon if he's available.
We can only hope. Him and me have been talking a lot lately, and we've been planning for our next big stream.
Right. What's
We're
that?
having a women's tag team tournament in 2K18.
Sullivan has escaped. Spread out. Fight him.
So it's been a matter of sharing the characters, building tag teams together and stuff. So we've got all that sorted. I mean, generally what we do, I know that the people probably listening, if they do listen at all, are probably people who won't really, you know, be fans of this. But what we do is me and Ian provide the commentary. And we give the backstory and everything of the characters and, you know, past relationships, matches, championships and everything. You know, all that.
Yep. I don't want to just discard the M4. I've only got 5 shots.
I know the M4. The M4's kind of become your baby. Come on. You know, considering that how many white people have we shot? I'm just asking.
A few, but it's a disproportionate amount. Oh, there's no denying that.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're not actually committing hate crimes here. I mean, what country is this game even set in?
We don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of political things, did you see it here? Apparently Trump was surprised that he's actually upset with the reaction he's gotten in the UK.
Really?
He apparently cannot fathom why people over here are protesting. And he apparently was very upset by the giant balloon. Well, you know, the 20-foot baby Trump balloon.
Oh,
apparently
yeah.
Apparently it made him feel really unwelcome. To which someone replied, "Oh, just wait till you get to Scotland. They've already got the MPs ready to literally meet him and tell him you're not welcome here."
Don't fuck. Yeah.
And of course, you know, he slagged off Theresa May to her face.
Yeah. Well, that's what
where he
you
pretty
get
much
for...
made it. He's pretty much told her that the deal she's planning to get from the EU will pretty much jeopardise her chances of getting a deal with you know, the United States. He openly said that Boris Johnson would make a better PM than her.
Oh, that's gonna sting.
To her face, she was right next to him because you know he's all in bed with Boris Johnson and like, oh, Boris is great. I love Boris. He's wonderful. He's a good friend. So instantly he would make a great prime minister. And he's like, well, Theresa May's done a great job, a really good job of running this country, but Boris Johnson would do a much better job as prime minister.
No, she hasn't. No, he wouldn't.
I know. We know this. He then got upset because the mayor of London would allowed people to protest.
Well, you can't not.
Freedom of speech. That's the argument they gave, was look, these people have freedom of speech, they can say what they want, do what they want, so people are basically telling him he doesn't belong here, so I think someone said my great-grandparents and my grandparents fought in wars to stop people who had the same ideals as him. You know, and the whole he's a dictator and all these things, so he's not happy that apparently the UK has not welcomed him thus far.
No,
hell, I think that I bought a newspaper today from like the National, which is the only paper not owned by the Tories up here, that literally has a poster of Donald Trump with the Scottish saltire cross over his mouth saying Scotland says no to Trump. Let's see. Trump is the epitome of a self-harming politics that bedevil our times. Chaos, and that's just the Tories trying to unveil their Brexit white paper.
Yeah. I don't think this whole Brexit thing is really going to happen.
Ollie, the only benefit from Brexit is that we might be able to get a Wendy's, but it's not worth ecological disaster and the misery and death of everyone else to get it.
Did you see that report? Brexit has already cost more than we would have paid to the EU anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We've lost more, and the thing is, we're bound to lose more. I mean, Theresa May's already having to bow to the demands of Brexit. Well, to the EU of keep us in the human rights thing, as if that's a thing she's had to give up. Like, we've had to allow our people to have human rights now.
Well, she doesn't like those.
Well, yeah. Well, the Tories have always wanted to get rid of human rights because every time they try to do something stupid, the EU has stopped them. Like when they wanted to bug everybody's phone and house to invade on their privacy, which technically speaking Facebook does anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was WhatsApp they were wanting to hack, yes. They wanted to do all these things and they kept getting frustrated because they were constantly told you can't do these things because it breaches human rights. Which, funnily enough, were things that the UK came up with.
Yeah.
I want to make that a point.
They conveniently forget that the European Convention on Human Rights was written by British lawyers.
Yeah, well, the British lawyers. It wasn't Churchill. Churchill was a cunt. Churchill was the guy who destabilised India and most of the other and a few other countries by intentionally starving them, because he felt he was racist and didn't think that people of different skin colours should be allowed to live. He did that during World War. Yeah, he did that during.
He justified it by saying, "Oh, well, by doing that, we're helping the war effort."
Well, no, his actual response, the thing they forget to mention, is his actual quote was that he felt that the people over in India and everything were savage barbarians who followed a filthy god, and therefore taking away their resources and causing them to starve wasn't a problem. However, we did get that guy with no shoes who kept harassing Derek Bateman on Twitter, so I guess Churchill caused that.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter or never win again.
No, my brother is dead. Now how will I buy shoes?
Looks like we're in business. Heads up. What do you make of it? I don't know. Could be a dead end.
Wait. It looks like there might be a passage this way. Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. What the hell's that? Sully, get out of there. Huh? It's a trap! Sullivan, are you okay? Sully!
Yeah, fine. Still in one piece. You knocked me on my ass, though.
Yeah, well, you better get back to the library. We're gonna have to find another way out of here. Well, there's no way but forward.
Nathan Drake. Yeah. I wonder if we'll see Zamory here.
I wonder. Here's hoping.
Well, nothing's going to beat the whole you shoot like you piss all over the place. I know you didn't like that one, but Zamory certainly did.
I thought it was funny, it's just inaccurate.
I know it's inaccurate, but aren't most comments?
Really elaborate way to hide the damn treasure.
Which way do we go?
Very elaborate way to hide treasure. If the treasure is just Emil locked in a coffin and then he suddenly spits a gas that turns people into Gollum, I'm going to be very pissed off.
Hey,
Well, more aggressive Gollum,
I'll stay here and keep a lookout while you
where he
figure out
feels
what we're
everybody
doing.
else has the ring.
And swears a bit more.
Fucking bastards! My counseling precious!
No! I could have just gone round.
Man, I'm completely lost.
You fucking people won't like busting precious. Cut your face, you slugs.
What was that?
Bring it on, you slugs. What, he's holding a broken beer bottle? Stitch that one, Jimmy.
Apropos, does Gollum not look like your average football fan?
Yes, he does. Look, you could easily, if you got Gollum,
No, that's not fair. There's plenty.
No, Ollie, put a football shirt on him. put on a baseball cap, and then put a can of really cheap, shitty lager or cider in his hands, and you've got the average football hooligan. You know, the ones who ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah.
They're not there to watch. You know, they're not there to watch the football. They're just there to punch people. Look, they're wearing a different colour shirt to us. Let's not pay attention to the game. But the game's just started. Grab that pipe and let's smack them. And they start tearing up the chairs and throwing beer cans and everything.
People are desperately clinging on to this World Cup thing. There's rumours going around that,
Yeah,
I mean, they won't
that
be, but the whole...
There was some kind of it. Yeah, apparently there was some thing about one of the members of Croatia was apparently yellow carded or something, and he shouldn't have been in the game or something. So they feel that should disqualify Croatia and
It's
allow
not going
England.
to...
It shouldn't have to.
It doesn't alter the result, unfortunately, and I don't think he was the one that scored the goal that, you know, decided it anyway, so...
I don't think it ultimately matters. They're just looking for a desperate attempt to go back in, and they're coming up with the excuses of, oh well, our football team was very young and inexperienced. I think there was some person on Twitter who said that, well, our team was inexperienced and young, and that, you know, they got further than they had in years. What has Scotland ever done?
Damn.
And the response was, we invented the television, you fuckers watched it on.
Huh. Huh. You know what, I should do GARM journalism.
Gay. Why not?
I mean, I'd be a low-rent Jim Sterling, but even a low-rent Jim Sterling is better than most people.
Well, hell, it put you a step above, a few other people, yeah. You'd be hell, you'd have a better reputation than that guy who did really bad at Cuphead and bad at games in general.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, you heard about that guy who basically got a load of shit because he played Cuphead and he took about an hour to finish the tutorial. because he couldn't do the simplest thing, even though the instructions were on the screen for him to do, and he could not understand it at all.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Okay, it was covered by a couple of people. You know, Movie Bob did a thing on it at one point where he completely missed the point of why everyone was really making an issue of it. But the general gist of it was the guy was playing Cuphead before it came out, and there's this tutorial that literally teaches you how to do things like how to dash in midair and stuff, and how to run, jump, shoot, how to change directions. You know, the usual tutorials that we, as gamers, are going, this is too easy. You're familiar with that argument, aren't you?
Yeah.
The tutorial is holding your hand. Well, this guy had the tutorial on, and he was on the first bit, and he couldn't get past the first bit, which was literally... The first bit was jump, was teaching him to jump, and then the next bit literally said, stand on the block, jump, and dash in midair. He spent an hour running into a wall, trying to dash into the wall, ducking, and trying everything but the very thing he was supposed to be doing. There are even videos online of a 4-year-old figuring it out, where they're like, what do you think you should do? Stand on that block and then push the dash button, like it says on screen. And is he doing that? No. And then they come back a few hours later and like, so how's it going? Not too well.
Huh.
And this isn't like that whole thing with, like, you've seen the Elders React videos, where they get these old people to literally play something, and this guy's supposed to have had 25 years worth of journalism experience, you know, video game experience, of which, when you actually look at what he's done some very inaccurate reviews. One of his more famous ones was he played Mass Effect 1, and there's a critical hit pointer when you aim the gun. I know you haven't really played Mass Effect.
Yeah.
But when you aim the gun, there's a orange triangle that if you shoot it, it will do double damage. You know, if you shoot within the triangle. He decided that without, you know, listening or reading any of the tutorial that was on the screen, that if you didn't hit in the orange triangle, you didn't actually register a hit, even though that's bullshit. So he's notorious for being pretty damn bad.
Right.
Yeah, with game journalists, and Bob was defending him quite badly, actually. But the general gist was, people aren't saying, you know, not saying that, you know, you can't be bad at a video game. It's that they expect people to, you know, with 25 years worth of experience of playing a video game, to be able to play it, you know, to be able to, you know, have at least some competence. I mean, let's face it, you and me, you've died quite a few times in this already.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you're supposed to go about... Like, I take it I'm supposed to jump onto that thing. Can I do it from here? No.
Well, trial and error. But that's the thing, we're not all good at them, but you've got some gaming competence. It's not as if you're like, I don't know how to jump or I don't know how to shoot, and that's where the argument was coming from, that the guy had instructions flat out in front of him and he couldn't follow them. Like, he spent an hour ignoring text on a screen. He then put up a video where he reviewed it and then just kept it, but then he then changed it to make him look a little better with watch me, you know, so he looked like it sounded like he was playing badly, ironically. To hey, from Cuphead, wow, this game ain't easy, to hey, Cuphead, it's Cuphead, watch me fail at this game. But you'd be above him because while not all games are your suit, you at least have competence within video games. I mean, Jim admits he's not really good at some of them. I mean, he says some of the scenes we see of him in stuff like Warframe is just him, the stuff of him not dying. But, you know, you'd be on par with Jim in terms of game skill, I guess.
Well, you don't really
which
need to
isn't.
be that good at games to be a
I know you
games
don't need to.
journalist.
You
You
don't need
just
to be
need to
good
know
at
how
it.
to
I'm just saying
report
you'd.
them.
I'm just saying you'd. I'm just. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say that you've played games enough that you're. You can't. You can't just say you don't. Won't fall onto the whole. You'll have a better reputation, mainly because you have got the years of experience with video games, and you can pick it up and at least get the basic gist. I mean, let's face it. This isn't even your genre, and yet you can get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And in general, being it that this game isn't your genre, in general, what do you think of it?
Yeah, it's alright.
Even by today's standards, 2018.
Well, I'd say it's slightly better by today's standards because there's no loot boxes or any of that shit.
Well, yeah, okay, loot boxes aside, but yeah. Look, I'm just saying that you'd have a better reputation than some of the professionals. I mean, well, remember when people no longer trusted, I can't remember what it was, Famitsu magazine in Japan, because they were extremely unreliable and extremely biased with all of their games.
It's all right. I'm okay.
I think that was during the PS2 era, I think.
Right.
Where they were basically giving... They gave Final Fantasy... Well, I think they gave Final Fantasy 12 a perfect 10 out of 10 score before they'd even played it.
Right.
Well, the thought was they were being paid They were being paid to give it good scores. Kind of what they did to Driver 3. I mean, you've seen Larry Bundy Jr.'s thing.
I've seen some of Larry Bundy Jr.'s stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Larry Bundy Jr. does other things as well. I mean, one of the things I've seen him do is I've seen him interview Christian Weston Chandler. That was funny, only because he would mock Chris Chan's idiocy to his face, and Chris was completely oblivious to him mocking him. He also still does a few things here and there from his Larry Bundy Jr. thing. Well, because I remember him as the Guru Larry, and that's kind of how I refound him.
Yeah.
But he's most notable now for his interview with Chris Chan and his other videos he does here and there. Like, he does things like... I think he did one... The first one I found was 10 Kickstarter campaigns that screwed you over.
What the hell?
Right.
So, yeah, he's still around and, still does a few things here and there. I don't know if he's still making content. I kind of assume he is.
Yeah. I think he's like the only Channel Awesome contributor left.
I don't think he's on Channel Awesome.
He was.
I think Larry Bundy Jr. is one of the people who left.
I saw on Twitter they were sharing hashtags like Channel Larry or something.
Larry was part of Channel Awesome, or... Well, some people who were part of Channel Awesome were part of it when it was just that guy with the glasses. And some people were actually part of it as, Channel Awesome. But I think at the moment, the contributors for Channel Awesome... I don't think Larry Bundy Jr. is part of it because I've never seen any of his stuff on their channel. It's always been... It was originally stuff like the Nostalgia Critic. They had the Cinema Snob, Spoonie, and I think they had Linkara for a while, but a lot of them are gone. So now I think it's just him. I think it's just Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic himself, his brother, who occasionally does things with him.
Yeah.
His assistants, Tamara and... I can't remember the other one. Malcolm. I think they have a few other new people who come in, but so many people. There was like a mass exodus of the group for so long. I don't really know who's part of it anymore. But I know Larry Bundy Jr. I don't think he's actually part of it.
This just keeps getting better and better.
You ever get used to this?
Suppressing fire!
Yeah, you're doing a Cyril Figures thing.
I think there's some kind of ladder mechanism up there.
Oh, I didn't see where they were.
Bastards. Shoot everything. Slay the wounded. I was also looking into the Too Many Games convention thing for the, well, my latest Christery thing. Just so I knew the details, because they've been very hush-hush about what's actually been going on. Bang.
Oh wait, no, this is the way I came.
Shit.
Huh. I wonder.
Wham, bang, pow.
Yeah.
Remember, Ollie, don't forget the martial arts you've learned in the past. Punch 'em, and punch 'em again. And if they have any actual martial arts training, then run, because we're not really built for fighting them.
Yeah. So. Sam, how did your family take the naming of your baby?
Well, to begin with, the first few months were literally, please don't call it that, please don't call it that, I don't like that name. Then the second we actually decide, you know what, that's its name, and we call the baby Nicole, suddenly everyone's all over it and they're all on board and saying the name is perfect for her. Yeah. After a week of pretty much being, no, we're completely against it.
Yeah. And so is that why you didn't name her until after she was born?
To be honest, we were struggling with names for a while because it was hard for us to find a name we actually liked. Admittedly, that was the depressing part, was the fact that we were struggling for so long just to even find a name, just think of a name we both could agree on. Because it was mostly finding names that we both agree that we don't want.
Yeah. Right, so what do I do next?
It's my birthday on Tuesday.
Ah, yes.
I'll finally be 1 year closer to death. And I can finally have my rematch.
With who?
Death.
Wait, but if you had a match with him and you're still alive, surely that means you won.
Well, you say that, but really I died and then he just jumped on my corpse and pinned it while I couldn't do anything. He then let me live just so he could go rah 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 rah.
Zam's here. Hashtag name my baby
Zam,
Nicole
hashtag name my baby
2018.
Nicole 2018. Well, lo and behold, Zamory, I actually did name her Nicole.
I think I told her you wanted to name her Nicole, but that your mum didn't like it.
Yeah, but as I said before, fuck what my mom thinks. Me and the child are going to be alive longer than she is, so eventually she's not going to be able to complain about it. Look, I'm just the way God made me, and I am angry to be one of his creations.
Yeah. Oh, Zam did a stream earlier today about shameless plug, about parents who take credit for their kids' accomplishments.
Oh,
and,
fuck me. I hate...
obviously, that got me started.
Oh God, is it? Yeah, you know my stance on that. I hate it when. And I'll be right back. I'm just gonna turn on the oven, but then I'm coming back to raise up a fucking storm.
Okay. Fuck what my mum says. Sam's gonna go far in this business. He is. Like, I mean, Sam, I told him before we started, I think we should try and find more of an audience because he is like 500 times more entertaining when there are comments for him to.
Fuck what my mum says. Sam is going to go far in this business. Damn fucking right. But anyway, now I'm getting on to my rant.
Oh, rant away.
So, when it comes to taking accomplishment for your child's success, unless you yourself have provided or helped with, you know, whatever it is, like say for example, your kid is trained to become a police officer, and you yourself are a police officer, and you offer some knowledge or something to help with that, maybe some own personal training to help them get a little bit of a leg up. Unless you do something like that, or maybe you provide them a room or something so they can study for something, or help them help them a little bit, you know, you can't claim any fucking credit if you just let your kids sit in a room and let them develop on their own. Like, you know, you go upstairs, you play a fucking, you know, you just do whatever you want. Daddy's gonna come here and yell at mommy because I'm trying to keep this failed marriage together. And they like develop a skill for music or something. The only credit
found
you
Sir Francis Drake.
Nice.
More than ever.
But yeah, the only credit you deserve is pushing the kid so far away from you that they developed the skill themselves. You know, but that's not the thing that pisses me off about it. The thing that pisses me off is when the parents do the whole, well, when the kid is successful, you know what, I'm proud of him, that's fine. You're doing good, leave it at that. You know, if it wasn't for me, oh God, he's going on. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be here, he wouldn't have done all this. Yeah, you blew your load in someone and created them, and that's as far as you got with the crediting of this you know, what this kid has accomplished, really.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jag. But then it goes on to the kid becomes a serial killer, or you know, has a mental illness, probably sometimes inherited, because sometimes that happens, and instantly we have nothing to do with the kid, even though that's, you know, the one time they can take credit for. Well, his mother has, you know, schizophrenia. That's the thing. When the kid is successful, oh, you know, we deserve some of the credit. In fact, we deserve most of the credit because we're the parents. Nom 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 nom. Give me all that wonderful glory. When the kid is, you know, a complete social outcast and, you know, a problem, well, nothing to do with us. We've done the best we can. You know, they're never at fucking fault. They've always got to be the good guy. You know, parents can be assholes. That's kind of why I don't follow the whole honour your mother and father thing completely, because it's possible your parents are fucking pricks. I'm just saying that I shouldn't have to respect and honour someone who, for example, I'm just throwing this out there, punches me, beats me, or forces me to watch Dragon Ball Evolution. Exactly, sick fuckers. Any person who makes their child watch that and enjoys it should be flayed.
How have we all been? I've been okay, Jack. Sam, how have you been?
I've actually been great. With the young one, you know, with the baby in the house and everything, finally getting back to my house, I'm the happiest I've been in a long time.
Huh.
Hello, boys. Easy, Eddie, easy. What the hell's going on out there?
Didn't you see them?
Oh, no.
Honestly, I thought, Sam, to be truthful, when I got to the age where I understood figures and authority are flawed, everything became better.
Well, yeah.
The
thing is,
that?
the thing is, I've been fighting a battle against my own family and what they've wanted for me for the better part of 25 years. I just want to make it a point. If I listened to everything my parents said, I wouldn't have gotten married. I wouldn't have gotten a kid. I wouldn't have a home. I wouldn't have moved away. And Ollie, why the hell is Smeagol's angry albino cousins loose?
You jinxed it earlier.
Fuck! Wait, does this mean I have to be angry? Because I said I'd be pissed if you know... I used to think my mother was perfect. She had a career, managed to get a household independently, although she never thought she knew everything. Yeah, that's a thing. I started to realise my parents were flawed when I was I was at the age where I could realise, wow, my dad isn't here much. Because the thing is, when I was young, like 4 or 5, my dad left my mom, and that's when, you know, because they were different and had different points of views, and I was a child, they would start saying things to, you know, contradict what I was raised to believe. So I was raised in a Christian household, for example, and then my dad sat me in a car to tell me that God wasn't real. It was a lie created. It was a lie created by people. Whereas my mum would tell me that God was real all the time, speaking in tongues.
Huh.
Oh yeah, she was one of those Christians who spoke in what they thought was, you know, ancient, you know, the ancient language, but really it was just them speaking fucking gibberish.
Fuck!
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah. You.
But then, my granddad's I spent a lot of time with my grandfather, and he kind of wised me up to the rest of the world. And he's pretty much the one who made it so I could quit. Who, you know, along with the contradictions my mum and dad would make with each other, made me think I've got to think for myself a little.
Yeah. Well, I'm very glad I didn't let my granddad wise me up a bit.
No, well, the thing is, an example of it is when I had an opinion on anything, my mum gets angry if it differs with hers, and she goes, "You've got an opinion for everything, haven't you?" I went, "Only the stuff I know about, yeah."
Opinions are like arseholes, Sam. Everyone has one.
Just because you have one doesn't mean, Ollie. Just because you have one doesn't mean you need to be one.
Yeah. Although they do differ from arseholes in that yours should always be constantly and thoroughly examined.
It hurt me a lot when I came to the conclusion that one of my parents, who I won't say which, didn't love me enough to do what was best for me. It's just the way I know. Well, to be honest, my family at this point are constantly doing the whole they want what they say they want what's best for me and my family, and their entire thing apparently was to cause mental anguish to my wife at a time when she was the most vulnerable, because she'd literally just had the baby the day before, and my family thought the best thing to do would be to, you know, the best thing for our family would be to destroy all of our possessions, basically ruin our house, and try and convince us to leave Scotland and come to live in England so we could be closer to them, which, as Ollie can attest, one of the reasons I moved away, you know, up with Liz, and me and Liz chose not to live in England, apart from to be with Liz's dad, who is very ill, was because we could not survive with them around us, because they do not care enough. You know, if it doesn't benefit them ultimately, it's not important. That's why I was on a very low benefit for a very long time. I had a child's rate of DLA for 20 years. Because no one bothered to check it or update it.
Yeah.
And it was only when I got up here and don't come up here, Trump back. Here, Trump is here. Actually, yeah, I know, Trump is here. He's very, very upset that nobody over here likes him. He's very upset about the balloon. Very upset about the balloon.
I literally have not gone back home to be away from my family. It pains me to say, toxic. We don't need that. Yeah,
look,
I understand.
it's a common thing at this point. I think Liz's mom doesn't see Elizabeth. My wife's mother comes from Superior, Wisconsin, and she went back. She went back once to go see her mom before her mom passed away. But ultimately, really, I don't think they have any desire to want to go back. Like, none of them want to go back to the States, and I don't want to go back to England. I've made it clear to my family I never want to go back. I mean, I'm going away on a holiday in a couple, like next year, like October next year, to Blackpool with Liz's family, which means I'll be closer to them than I was. But I really don't want to tell them where I am.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually thinking of inviting Charlotte up to, hang out.
Oh fuck.
What is it all?
Out of bullets.
Shit. Then grab whatever you can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of, you said October next year. Speaking of, I may be unavailable for the month of October. Or,
What's happening? Are you being kidnapped?
No. I'm going somewhere voluntarily.
Okay. Where are you going?
America.
You're going to America? Nice.
Well, I'm taking a trip there, yeah.
Nice. Pick me up $1.
Will do.
Or,
I mean,
if you're there, one thing I ask, if nothing else, if you can't bring me anything back as a gift, please have a Wendy's while you're there. Go on, do it.
I'll see what I possibly. We'll see what happens.
Do it. It's the best burger. It's the best burger joint, in the world, effectively.
How do you
Mainly
know?
because it doesn't use that. Because that's pretty much the thing. Is that it's the only one that actually uses fresh beef. I mean, have you seen their Twitter where they mock Burger King? Where they had a thing that said 4 burgers for $4.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Burger King responded with 5 burgers for $4 because 5 is better than 4, and Wendy's responded with edible burgers. Quotation.
Yeah.
If Wendy's doesn't respond to my tweet, I'm going to go and eat all the McDonald's menu. No, don't do that to yourself. Look. Okay. McDonald's Twitter is as broken as its ice cream machine.
Are you going there to kill someone? I'm going somewhere that's hopefully pretty far removed from him.
Well, let me tell you, as long as you stay away from the south, let me tell you, you'll be at least safe.
So, we need to go. I'll take you to the best burger chain.
If you're going to the States, I wish you the best of luck and hope you enjoy your stay over there.
I'm sure I will.
We need to go on a burger date. I'll take you to the best burger chain in your defense, though. It's local. Well, I won't say no to a burger date. But I have to drag my wife along with me. And the baby, because burgers. Burgers, damn it. Though let's not eat Burger King after finding out what's actually in their burgers. I know that sometimes it doesn't matter, but I just have no desire to eat Mr. Ed.
They've been found using horse meat.
Yeah, they've been found using horse meat again. I mean, don't get me wrong, McDonald's chicken nuggets are always fucking awesome. I mean, you could tell me they were people and I'd still eat them.
What happened over here?
Sounds
You
delightful.
bring whomever, I'll show you a better burger in America, period.
In America. I'm suddenly being remembered of that one Nostalgia Critic thing where they're doing the pancake house thing, and it's like a red, white, and blue pancake thing, and they keep doing this thing. Where it goes, and this old man gives the wisest bit of advice to this man. America. Wonderful. What a wonderful, insightful thing. So, old man, what do you think we should do to stop the war, America? Okay. What about what do you think you should do about world peace, America?
Yeah.
I'm starting
wanna go to
to
Wendy's
believe
for
that your
them
wisdom
nuggets.
isn't so much wisdom as you're just very mentally ill, and we've taken things the wrong way, America. Okay. Well, I'll
I
be
want
right
to go
back.
to
I'm just gonna grab
Wendy's
my
for their
dinner.
nuggets. I vaguely remember them, but I hear they're the bomb. We don't have Wendy's here.
What are those things?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I wish we would follow your example of corn syrup being illegal. Period.
Nate.
I mean, is it a
What?
big kahuna burger? I heard they have some tasty bit. That is a Pulp Fiction reference.
So you kept saying America?
Oh, some old man. It doesn't matter, Liz. It's just a reference.
In the Amazon.
Nate, come here. Look at this.
Yeah, well, again, in your defense, you didn't watch television at all throughout the 90s and early 2000s.
Broken into the vault and cleared it out.
Yeah, but what's a monastery?
No,
got
I
to
was
do
in
with
the-
It's kind of like being with Bojack's girlfriend who was in a coma for 30 years, only this is fully aware that 9/11 happened.
If that's where the statue is now.
I was playing in the middle of the
We were
desert.
right on top.
I know, you were in the middle of the Nevada desert.
I bet this will take us to the surface.
Guess that-
Yeah, Liz lived in Nevada for a while.
Oh, damn it.
You know, I bet if we can make it to the generator room, we could get the power turned back on. We just gotta find a way out of here first.
Now we just have to live with the fact that our child is distantly related to George Washington and Benjamin Franklin.
Found a way out.
You've already had
Nice
to deal
work.
with your wife and relate to them.
All right, let's go.
Well, unlike Benjamin Franklin, I love the fact that me and your mother had to explain to you that Benjamin Franklin had an obsession with old women
No way I'm leaving you here
that were
alone.
bordered on unhealthy.
Choice.
It wasn't
Just
taught
go
in
turn
our
the
history
power on.
class.
Come back.
I wonder why.
We'll get the
And
hell
it
out of
wasn't
here,
history
okay?
I was so interested in, so I didn't pay any attention.
You could pick up you could even pick up the Deadpool comic that had Doctor Strange in, where they deal with this, and apparently Doctor Strange has a massive hatred of Benjamin Franklin because when he went back in time one time, Benjamin Franklin fucked his wife. What? This was a thing that happened. Benjamin Franklin fucked Doctor Strange's girlfriend, so when he's taking them all through time, he's pretending he can't see Benjamin Franklin at all in the room, and then as they're leaving, he goes, "Oh, and by the way, I still haven't forgiven you, Benjamin." Although the best one is when Deadpool actually starts to talk to him about the dead presidents of the United States coming back to life, and he's just going, "There's no such thing. The dead presidents aren't coming back." Well, can you just give it a look? Fine, I'll give it a look if it'll get you out. Is that Richard Nixon? Richard Nixon. And of course, Ronald Reagan got stuck in space.
Never heard of them. No, it's not a real restaurant chain. It was a reference to the movie Pulp Fiction.
Ronald, I love when they stab zombie Ronald Reagan and suddenly he's got jelly beans coming out of him. Looks like it's bedtime for Bonzo. I don't get it. It was a movie I was in the 50s.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean there aren't really any I suppose like restaurants over here that could be that could be specialised. I mean, really, one of my only favourite things from Scotland really is the red cola. I'm very hit and miss on haggis.
I've been learning about Power Rangers Grid. I can't decide whether it's better timeline than the televised version. I stopped keeping up with Power Rangers after Time Force. Oh, I'm
I
pretty
think
much
Shattered.
brain
I think you mean.
dead when
I
it
think
comes to
Shattered
references.
Grid's the comic. I think Shattered Grid is the comic where they do an alternative timeline where the Green Ranger becomes pure evil and becomes Lord Draken.
Right. Fuck. 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 Okay.
References.
I would have stopped at Wildfalls, although the drama pretty much stops after that series. Right.
Well, I've watched Linkara's thing to catch up with it, so I only grew up with the Mighty Morphin because I was a kid, and well, when I was a kid, and then when I discovered Linkara, he did like a history of it, and well, I feel it should have ended after In Space or Lost Galaxy.
It's no use.
You know, when Zordon died.
Yeah.
Then that should have just been the end of it. And that live-action movie was just, well, the new one was just awful.
Yeah, but
Though
we all
I can't
knew
deny
it would
that.
be.
Though I can't deny that Krispy Kreme are delicious. They literally got one of the most fun villains in the entire TV show and made him just a giant pile of gold.
What, Goldar?
Goldar literally exists as a giant pile of gold. Zordon's just an asshole.
What the hell happened here?
Oh, and Rita gets younger the more gold she eats or something.
Damn, it says fell victim to Krispy Kreme last night at a meeting.
I can't blame you, they're just wonderful.
I think they're still a reasonably new thing here. Not a lot of places have them.
Your Tesco's always have them. Krispy Kreme McDonald.
Sam, Alpha impression now. Aye, aye, aye. She said.
Aye, 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 aye. This is
So-
the end, burnt face man. We're all dead. Get a hold of yourself, man. Ding. Ow. I miss burnt face man. Ollie, remember reading the Iron Sheik's tweets?
Yeah.
Justin
did not
Bieber
play
has raisin balls and a Rice Krispie dick.
Yes, he did say that.
Oh,
The
he's just
Iron
insane. The
The
Iron
Iron
Sheik is just
Sheik on
wonderful.
Twitter. Yeah, it's a spectacle to behold. Is the Iron Sheik on Twitter?
Fucking bullshit.
Sam, original Zordon impression now, says Jack.
Fine. Zamari, don't steal anything on your way out.
Dude!
Right, so Ollie'll be the crippled ranger. Jack can be the pink ranger. No, she's the pink ranger because she's a girl, and you're the green. What? So I'm Jewish. Does that mean I'm the Green Ranger? No, you're the Green Ranger because you get to summon the Dragon Zord.
Huh.
And wait, am I the Black Ranger because I'm black? No. Well, what about him? Oh wow. So okay, he can be other Black Ranger. Oh dear God.
I'll choose my own colour, thanks. No one gets to choose their own colour.
I know that. I mean, to be honest, in the original Japanese version, I think the Yellow Ranger was a guy.
I'm waiting for a Power Rangers series where the Pink Ranger's a guy, and he's like really insecure about it.
Ollie, the way that quote unquote progressive media is going, it might happen. They've already made a fat superhero for the sake of it. Why not? A fat superhero telekinesis so she can reach the remote without having to get up.
Then it pleases me to be the first.
Oh god, now he thinks he's Unicron.
Huh.
The role Orson Welles really didn't put much of anything into.
Even the actor
Though
who
to be
played
fair, he was
Bulk is a
dying.
Power Ranger now. Ha! Bulk and Skull, the real heroes of the series.
Oh yeah, Bulk and Skull were... Yeah. They were wonderful. I still think Lord Zed was the best thing of the original series, just because of how horrifying he is by today's standards. He is literally a skinless thing with a metal endoskeleton that just growls through a visor.
Ever heard of Hyperforce? No, I can't say that I have.
Hey Ollie, remember the putties and how hilarious they were?
Yep.
Also, how ridiculously underpowered they were compared to their Japanese counterparts.
Ah.
I just love that that because of the Americanization of the show, that they'd make them do stupid things. You know, like send the putties down to destroy the Pink Ranger's, parade float.
Yeah.
Go, my putties! Wreck their shit! You know, fuck destroying the world, just hurt their feelings. And that sound, dear God, that sound.
It's a Power Ranger RPG played by Verizon. Even Jason David Frank has done a cameo, I think, as Lord Drake and Thunder.
Oh yeah, well, obviously, look, obviously, even Jason Frank would have to appear in it. Yeah, he's literally the MVP of the series because he's, the most recognisable, and he just so happens to get the best looking Power Ranger suit of the original show. That, and he's been he's had multiple Ranger colours, so there's that. I mean, come on, he was the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Black Ranger, and the Red Ranger twice. Though I still love that the original Japanese one was literally about Rita Repulsa just killing children. That was literally it. Well, her name was actually Witch Bandora.
Yeah.
But then again, she also worshipped the Great Satan, which, oddly enough, was not America.
Was it Mr. Satan?
No, it wasn't. You may have seen it in the original show as a regular throwaway villain, but the giant floating spiky head enemy that turned up at one point that the Power Rangers killed was actually the last villain of the Japanese dub, the Great Satan, who was also apparently possessing the body of Rita Repulsa's dead son.
Right.
Yeah, apparently her entire thing was that she killed the dinosaurs because her kid was a little bastard, so, well, the dinosaurs killed him because he killed some of their eggs or something.
Right.
Man, man, move your witchin' witch ass over, witch.
Man, move your witch and witch ass over, witch.
Shit, ain't nobody got time for that.
Shit, nobody got time for that. Well, that ain't right.
Hello there, my name is Lord Freezer, and these are my men. We're a travelling improv group. You see, let me give you an example. My men will play the role of a bunch of drunken sailors, and your men will be a bunch of baby seals. And scene.
Go.
And scene.
And scene.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was the thing in the original. If she cried, she lost her powers. And then her son died, so she cried and then couldn't do anything. So then she got sealed in that dumpster again, and then Goldar had a baby. With Scorpina.
Right.
And then apparently she was all for kids after that. Also, the Green Ranger died. That was a thing. And the Zords were technically alive.
Alright, what am I doing? Because I don't think there's an
Yeah, you
end
seem to be
the-
running it. You seem to be doing a battle royal. And Fortnite thought it was so original.
So I want to challenge you with a little something. Oh.
Oh, you want to challenge me to something? Okay.
Alliteration. Read my next post as fast as you can. Alright, I'll wait.
Okay. Well, you'll have to wait for it to actually come up because, again, I'm on lag. A big black butt, a big black bear, a band, a big black. The big black bear bled blood. Ah.
A big
A big black bug bit a big black bear, and a big black bear bled blood. Okay.
A big black bug bit a big black bear and a big black bear blah blah blah. A big black bug bit a big black bear and the big black bear bled blood.
Oh yeah, and to Jack, yeah, apparently the actress who played Scorpina was very difficult because she was one of the few Japanese actresses that actually came over for the American stuff to redo a few scenes. But when it came to season 2, if you watch when season 2 starts, she's in the palace when it's about to be destroyed by Lord Zed, and then she's never seen again. Apparently she was very she demanded a lot more money to just appear, and considering she was a bit character to begin with, well, she basically became the problem the guy who played the Blue Ranger was before he was. Because apparently he got pushed off the show eventually because, according to everybody else, he was demanding more money he wanted more money, even though he had very, very, very little to do left in the show. If you remember, this was around the time he was no longer a ranger. He was just kind of like hanging out in the command center and building some of the new Zords for the Turbo series. But considering, because he wasn't being used that much and he demanded more money, they told him they couldn't give him any money, so he basically claimed that the reason they wouldn't give him more money was because he was gay or something. Again, according to him. That being said, he did turn up for the Yellow Ranger's funeral, so there was that.
Yeah.
It sucks that she's dead.
Yeah.
And yes, I double-checked, the whole making the Asian girl the Yellow Ranger and the Black man guy the Black Ranger was an accident.
Right.
It's been brought up for a while, but it was a coincidence. They also didn't mean to cast David Jason Frank, who is apparently descended from Native Americans, as a Red Ranger at one point. Again, that was an accident. Something they worked very hard to actually go against eventually.
Yeah. I was scared you were going to say, like, Jason David Frank was Jewish, so that's why they cast him as the Green Ranger.
No! He was the Green Ranger because he could summon the Mighty Dragon Zord. Oh no, High Force tells us Scorpion is disappearing from the timeline, so they give a good reason for her character's unexpected. Oh. I suppose that's something. I mean, I would have thought that I would have thought she'd have just been destroyed after the whole... They would have just wiped her from existence after the whole Zordon's tube destroys all evil in the universe thing. Since it turned pretty much everyone else to dust. Except for Rita and Lord Zed. Also, can we deal with the fact that when the ninja era of the Mighty Morphin thing happened, that in order to get his power, Tommy had to scream "White Power"?
Oh no.
Yeah, basically what they had to, because originally they'd say what dinosaur they used, but they were no longer using the dinosaurs anymore. After that. Well, I think the Thunder Zords had been destroyed at that point, so they didn't even have that, so they were using the Ninja Zords. So they had to scream their colour and then say power, so blue power, red power, black power, white power. They also got rid of the putties, which I was very unhappy with, and replaced them with the Tengu. Also, I always thought it was weird that Lord Zed's putties were weaker than Rita's. Well, he gave them a definitive weak spot that would instantly one-hit kill them.
Yeah. Like,
What
that's
kind
not
of
an
madman?
upgrade.
Well, that's the thing. The putties, there was no specific way of how you killed them. You just punched them and kicked them until they fell down. With the Lord Zed putties, you just punched them in the Z on their chest and their arms and legs fell off.
Huh.
Also, can we just say how awesome Ivan Ooze was in terms of a character?
Oh, fuck!
Shit.
And now I've got to do the whole opening thing again.
Shit. Told ya. Smeagol.
They teamed up with Trini, the original Yellow Ranger. Ah.
Is this a comic or something? Because, you know,
Yeah.
again, the actress is dead. And I don't want to sound mean, but she's been dead for a very long time.
No, it's an RPG. Ah.
Okay. Oh, she's hungry again. And yes, Ollie, as I've mentioned before, I don't have tits, Ollie.
I know.
No, that's not. God, these things just keep coming.
How am I gonna get out of here?
Now the question is, where did these fucking things come from? Okay.
My end is near. The devils hunt for me in the darkness. The gold of El Dorado bears a terrible curse. The Spaniards have unleashed hell, become as demons. My men have all been murdered, leaving the task to me alone. No ship will depart this island. I destroyed them all and drowned the cursed city. A thing of such great evil must never leave these shores.
Keep it in your mouth.
In my final hour, I commend my soul to God. May he have mercy on this unholy place. Francis Drake. My God. Oh no, not again.
Huh, so Francis Drake discovered basically hyper zombies.
Yep. Lord Drake so close to his in an effort to coerce the Hyperforce Rangers into helping him steal back
Serpentera from. Ah, yeah, Serpentera, the giant robot dragon that runs on AAA batteries.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, I think you're near the end now.
Yeah.
Ah, good, you're not triggered by that anymore.
We'll see.
I'm saying I only think. I seem to remember the Smeagol monsters being in the last few chapters, only last few chapters of the game.
Can you hear me in there?
So I pretty much jinxed it, did I?
Oh, no microphone on your end. What a shame.
Nate, get out of there before
Elena! Leave her alone! Navarro, if you can't maintain control over a small girl, it won't happen again. Trust me. I'm sorry for
The interruption. I just wanted to, thank you for leading us to El Dorado.
Of course.
Oh, I hope you don't mind if we
Borrow Miss Fisher a little while longer, just to discourage you and
and your partner from trying anything creative. So long, Nate. It's been fun.
Yeah. Keep smiling, asshole. I'll see you soon.
Sam, stop jinxing everything.
Oh, hell, that can't be good.
How am I jinxing everything?
Suppressing fire.
Well, at least we're back to people who just shoot. It's somewhat of a welcoming, considering. Yeah, you could have left those guys at the bottom of the stairs to deal with some of the... you know, to deal with some of the... Oh, an M4.
I don't think it'll have more ammo than... No, it doesn't.
Oh well.
Huh. Oh,
Ooh.
bugger.
God, so first you have to deal with people shooting you, then the people with then of course people with, well, basically Smeagol, then both. Wham bam, they hit your combo. Oh god. Sorry. Hey Sam, do you want to know how Lord Draken got his power back after this place? I'm pretty sure I'll just read about it at this point. I mean, after the disappointment that was the IDW Sonic comics, well, needs some good, don't I?
Oh, for... Could they have killed you if you stayed hanging? I imagine they could, but I honestly don't know. I mean, could you have shimmied past them, perhaps? I don't think the ledge would have let me. Have you heard of the game called Missing? No, I haven't. Okay. Sam, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, it's looking like we might be through the worst of it.
Sully, are you there? Damn it. Sully, come in.
Thank God, mate. Where are you?
Heading your way. They've got Elena. We have to stop.
Right, chapter 20, so this may be the last bit.
Bastards have me pinned down outside the church.
Almost there.
You'll forgive me if I don't take your word for it.
I will forgive you. As our Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance playthrough will attest.
One more. Don't you start.
6 hours, I believe.
Yes.
Almost as long as our Resident Evil 7 stream. Oh, here he goes. I just said.
No, it was
what
even
more?
longer actually.
So you're saying I called it that Emil was in a coffin and he breathed in noxious gas that turned people into Smeagol?
Yeah.
Holy shit, really?
By the way, a black sarcophagus has been unearthed in Egypt and nobody knows who's inside it.
Don't open it.
This is how Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie got started, remember?
Oh, so, Ollie, are you trying to say that one of us is going to have to save the world in a card game?
Yes.
Do you think they've got it now and suddenly it's going to go, oh no, we're stuck in this tomb. Quick, everyone drink your urine. Shouldn't we wait to be rescued first? Shut up and drink your urine.
All the more reason not to open it.
Mm-hmm. Then Ollie, I have to become Maximilian Pegasus.
You always... Little one okay?
Oh, she's fine. At this point, she's screaming, but we're still learning what they mean.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where apparently the different pitches can, you know, give us indication of what she's actually crying about. So whether she just wants to be cuddled, whether she just wants food, or whether she needs a diaper changed.
Huh.
And yes, I refuse to call it a nappy. A nappy is what Gandhi wore.
Get him out of that damn nappy and into a uniform.
Don't eyeball
me, Gandhi. Don't you
Do you
want to
think
win
that's
this?
why he's a psych? Do you think that's why he's a psychopath in Civilization? Because Rimmer got to him. That needs to be a meme. Just get the picture of him just like with Rimmer with Gandhi, and then the next bit just show Gandhi with nuclear war behind him.
Met him, you know. I take it you mean Chris Barry and not Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes. Don't eyeball me, Gandhi.
Don't you want to win this war?
I'm watching you, Gandhi.
Well, get him out of that damn nappy and into a uniform.
Isn't that Gandhi? What's he doing practicing hand-to-hand combat with a nun?
That's
That's
not a
Colonel
nun,
Lieutenant Mother
mister.
Teresa now. She's a soldier now. You've taken a bunch of philosophers and pacifists and turned them into the Dirty Dozen.
Gotta stop them, Sully. They don't know what they're dealing with.
And how many of Arnie's army made it back?
That statue destroyed the whole.
Well, it's just war. Well, Listy, this is war.
There's no time.
Wouldn't be war if there wasn't any casualties. It'd just be a bunch of yelling and fighting. How many? Well, we haven't got a rough estimate, and obviously this is due to any updates. Round about none of them.
Chris Perry had my photo with him, gave him the salute, and told him to have a marvellous day. That must have been an experience.
Don't you understand, Listy? The tyrant and menace that once threatened this world is now gone.
No, it
it isn't.
isn't.
You're still here.
Nice man. I imagine he is.
I'm sure he's more reliable than a garden strimmer.
Yeah.
Ow.
He's on a river.
Without him, life would be much grimmer.
Some river, no one's
He would
slimmer.
never need a Zimmer.
He's on a river. He's also a fantastic swimmer.
Well, that's the thing, wasn't there a whole thing where he had the swimming certificates, but he couldn't actually swim? Well, it's a blatant clue, isn't it?
Remember having a swimming certificate, not being able to swim?
It's blatant.
A blatant clue to what? A blatant clue to the truth behind Rimmer. What truth?
What truth?
The truth as to why he's such an insufferable prat.
Well, he is actually at the point now where he can't actually blame his parents.
Yeah. Although, I haven't seen season 12 or possibly...
I have.
There was the season with Hoagie at the end of it, where he actually saved the crew with one of his plans. And I think that gave him some closure vis-a-vis the whole dad thing.
Yeah, well, the thing is, in season 11, I think it's season 11, he does end up talking about it with a robot that's really just built for dispensing snacks. Because he thinks he's a psychiatrist. About the whole finding out that his dad isn't actually his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's come to terms with the whole, him not actually being his dad. Then, he's descended from, Dongo.
In this room, you'll meet Code Stalker, Code Talker. The candles told me. I think that was a Metal Gear Solid reference, wasn't it?
Yes. I believe this is the Kill Congo strain.
Yeah. I miss Metal Gear.
So do I. But you know what? I might just dig out the Twin Snakes to play in front of Liz at one point.
I think Code Stalker is a good name. It's not a bad one, is it?
Metal Gear Solid 5 is better than it has any right to be.
Well, that's because Hideo Kojima did what he could with it, but...
Kojima is a mad genius.
Yeah.
He's like Paul Heyman, except he's good with money.
Ooh, I'm sitting in one room.
Yeah, you can definitely tell where the excess budget that he spent on that game went.
And it wasn't into just putting his name into it every single chapter.
Yeah, I mean, they scrubbed his name from the box, but I think he knew they were going to do that, because his, like, once you start
Look,
up the
I've seen the
game...
guy. I've seen the guy who runs Konami now, and if I'm being brutally honest, he looks like a crazed homeless man.
I think I know the guy you're talking about, actually. Damn.
I should bloody well hope so. But again, they're not interested really in their legacy or anything anymore.
Extreme. Hack and slash title. Not funny. Is it that guy?
I think so. The one with the crazy hair that looks like he's wearing clothes that haven't been washed in years.
Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. I need Death Stranding to come out. It got me confused. Also, there have been some folks who've played it who say they didn't like the game. Makes me wonder what it's about. I get that feel this game may not be for everyone. Well, I'll stream it when it comes out.
Maybe
As
it's
I
about
am
death.
looking forward to
Maybe
it
it's
too.
about death being crippled and being in a wheelchair.
Upon what are you basing this assumption?
The name?
Death Stranding.
Oh, sorry, I thought it said Death Standing.
No.
Sorry, misread it. My bad. Bad joke, people.
What the bitch?
What the dickens? Get up, man, and make me a steak.
Ah, you remember the thing I was talking about.
Yes. But the thing is, I don't trust early review things because, again, if the Driver 3 instant taught us anything, it's that, you know, you can't trust other people's opinions all the time.
For a moment, I thought you were going to see your old. We were going to see your old crippled Dracula, Ollie. Oh yeah, that was the
Oh god,
thing.
a crippled Dracula.
Just someone running away. And then they go upstairs, and I'm like, curses!
Well, it's worse if you turn into a bat and then you fly upstairs and then you land, and then suddenly you remember that you're crippled and you just flop back down as soon as you turn back.
Drake didn't want to get the treasure off the island, Sully. He was trying to stop it from leaving. What? It's cursed or something. Oh, Nate, for God's sake. Look, I know it sounds crazy. You just gotta trust me.
Upon what are you basing this assumption? Ollie and Simon is the best people. Oh, thank you.
Thanks. To be honest, me and Ollie have always made the best tandem. To be honest, we've always considered... If you've ever seen the movie The Road to El Dorado, me and Ollie have always considered ourselves like the two main characters from that.
Miguel and Tulio.
Yes.
I'm the Tulio. Not just because
Yes.
I can't play the guitar, but, well, neither can Sam, but he's...
I got spaz hands.
So have I.
Yeah, but I actually have a disability that fucks it over.
So have I. My cerebral palsy gives it a motor tremor, but...
Yeah. Oh, look. There it is.
Now drop your weapons.
The butt plug of Montezuma.
No, who will?
What?
Oh, I will. Good. Hang tight. I'll be with you in a moment.
Okay. So, we have an overly British guy as the villain.
Craftsman.
Good lord!
I've never seen anything like it.
Now, if you don't mind, I'll have my tea and crumpets, and then I'll continue with my nefarious plan.
Oh, do you know what I did by accident earlier today? I made tea in a cup that I didn't realise somebody had already put coffee granules in, and I ended up accidentally mixing tea and coffee.
Toffee? Oh God, it makes sense.
There's already a thing called toffee. I guess it would be called cough
there's a
tea.
Look, there's a meal in there.
And he's breathing out a poisonous gas. And it's turning him into Smeagol. You did call it! Oh, you were waiting to do that.
The fact I could wait this long, you've got to give me some fucking credit, Ollie. Can I please have some fucking credit for being able to keep it for that long?
You don't know what you're doing. Wrong. I'm the only person.
But come
Yeah,
on,
man.
you gotta admit,
What the hell he's doing?
that did seem like a meal.
There's no click, Jack. Me and Sam just have a very specific dynamic.
You are so pathetic. All of you, scrambling around for your petty treasures. Do you have any idea what this is worth? To the
Well,
right
yeah,
man?
again, 15 years of being friends and going through all the shit we've been through will do that to you. Sometimes, sometimes you laugh at something really you know you shouldn't laugh at, and by moral standards and the standards of the rest of the world, you really shouldn't laugh at. But then you find that one person who laughs about it with you, and that's kind of me and Ollie.
Coffee, cough tea? It was foul.
Oh, and speaking of, here come all the Gollum cosplayers to say how that other guy's cosplay sucked.
Give us the precious.
I'm the best Smeagol's. Wheels. Jesus Christ. Oh, shit, they're coming up on your left. No, Portuguese left.
Why did I try and
God,
punch
remember-
one in the face?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Holly, stop trying to punch these things. They can break your neck.
Potatoes! Boil and mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Ollie's aim is not so stormtroopery today. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I guess it
Damn.
comes with practice.
Well, finally one day
If you
you'll be
wanna
able to
see
use the
how-
toilet properly.
I already can, you. That was a vicious rumour put about by Scott Steiner, so that he might be able to show me how it was done.
Right, so Ollie, apparently this is a timed thing, sadly.
Is it? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, yeah, that's why we're redoing this again, is because you didn't get to the woman in time.
Fuck, right, what do I do?
Well, if you were paying attention to where that woman was, I'm saying you follow the... well, follow the path.
Right. Fucking run!
Well, yep, fucking run.
Oh, okay, maybe don't jump right off there.
I'm sorry, I loved that whole thing of, look, there he is. Oh shit! Oh, okay. So we learn we don't jump in the water.
Yeah. Oh,
I just love the
no
whole thing.
time.
My God, there he is in the coffin, and now he's breathing a gas-like substance, and now the guy's turning into Smeagol. You called it.
How many bullets did you waste on that sniper earlier? A fair few, but then I should have known better than to shoot a long-distance enemy with an automatic weapon. With an assault rifle, that's not what they're built for.
Okay, the thing just came up. We've killed about 600 enemies.
Yeah.
Just remember that Sully's there, so my guess is he's going to keep at least a few of them off you.
I never had that dynamic, and I never will. I think you and I have a very specific dynamic, Jack.
Yeah, not everyone. It doesn't have to be the one
The-
specific
It
dynamic.
doesn't have to be the
There's loads of
same
different
one.
ones. Quick, Ollie, jump on it. And there you go. That's why you failed last time. And now we've got on the butt plug of Montezuma. Need to make sure it never sees the light of goddamn day.
We very rarely talk. I am sorry about that. It's just.
That's just terrible. That's just awful. So he comes out to shoot you. She kicks him, and he pulls the trigger. And you're conveniently going to land on a boat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can we just call this convenience?
Okay, there's no way she should have survived that crash, but we know she will.
Well, come on, we've just left an old man alone with a shotgun with possible limited ammo in a place full of very angry Smeagol cosplayers. Very strong Smeagol cosplayers.
Show that. Whoa.
Okay, this seems very last bossy. What do you think?
It does, yeah.
Well... This is the ultimate showdown.
Ah,
Ultimate destiny.
that was quite a powerful gun. It seemed...
Ooh, God, yeah, it's strong. A bit blowing you away with one blow. But anyway, Ollie, I thought the whole rivalry between you and Scott Steiner was done.
Yeah, but that rumour was put about while the rivalry was still in progress. These things have a fallout.
Well, according to Ian's last thing on Facebook, when he's been playing that Metopia thing, we finally defeated Scott. Me, you, Liz, and Ian defeated Scott Steiner.
Excuse me.
Well, we defeated the Dark Lord, Scott Steiner.
Ah.
Mein Führer, Steiner. Scott Steiner isn't the mystery opponent partner.
Oh no.
I want the big bad booty daddy.
Oh shit, we've hit 2 hours.
Ollie, we're on the last little bit. Let's try and make this last squeeze.
I'm not falling for that again.
Really? But can you afford to?
One more last little bit. Don't you start!
Okay, he's fucked off.
So he has, he's scarpered.
Ollie, pick up ammo here while you can. Or don't.
I don't think I'm actually supposed to shoot him.
No, you've got to take out the others and he just runs off. I don't care what you call it in Wisconsin, where you live on a lake and have nothing to do with me.
I can't not start what I've already started saying. Point made.
Yeah, he does actually make sense there, huh? Come on, Ollie, this is the last little bit.
Stop it.
Am I pushing you into a William Regal-esque rage?
No, no. I can't even do the William Regal face.
Take it off the air.
Take it off the bloody air!
Is it weird that we're technically British and we find the whole Britishness of William Regal to be hilarious?
It's the juxtaposition that he's in an American environment.
Plus, he's overly British. I mean, there is no one that British that I've ever seen since living over here.
It's like saying don't even think about it, it's a null statement. What, like telling an angry person to calm down? Telling someone who's pissed off to calm down is going to do nothing except piss them off more.
That is true. It's kind of like the first thing you really shouldn't do.
William Regal reminded me of James May once. Was it the hair? Huh.
Right, so Ollie, grab all the ammo you can before you move to the next area, and then we'll maybe have a bit more of a chance.
There's the M4. Do I switch out the shotgun for the M4? Because you can only carry one two-handed weapon.
I think the problem we're having with the shotgun is it's a single shot thing, and then it's instantly back down, so we're in a routine that can easily be exploited.
M4,
I say go
then.
with the M6. Oh, breaking! Apparently the White House has recognised Scotland as an independent country. Mainly because apparently he's not coming to Scotland at all now.
It's because nobody wants him there.
Well, apparently the whole London thing fucked him up like he wouldn't believe.
We have a president, the US has a president that is so insecure, so fragile and thin-skinned that he can't take being unpopular. It's pathetic.
Yeah. Look, Ollie, all I'm going to say is he's upset about one bloom. Well, the protesting is one thing, but he deals with protesting in his own country, but a giant fucking balloon, apparently. Well, I say giant, it's really just 20 feet tall. You know, that was only around for 2 hours, I might add. Apparently upset him so much it made him apparently go into private rooms to have a cry. Because he couldn't handle it. But then again, the newspapers today, up here at least, said that, well, Scotland were preparing for if he does come to Scotland. He did say he wasn't going to talk to the First Minister, who's pretty much, you know, our leader, effectively. And it was made clear that they were going to say, look, we do not want you here.
The invitation for a state visit is by definition endorsing the man. So I hope Theresa May thought it was worth it just to be slagged off by him. Endorsing... Yeah. Like, it is a bit hyperbolic to call him the next Hitler, but not as much as his supporters want it to be.
Ollie, at this point, he's literally got concentration camps.
Yeah.
He's literally got concentration camps. His visit, one of the things they made a point of on the news was one little girl apparently had said to her mother, since Trump is separating families in his own country, if he comes over here, is he going to separate you and me?
Right.
How the heck? Just the fact that that came from a child.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, having an entire group of people in another country, pretty much, you know, who's supposed to be like, you know, your a very special partner in your.
That's a very good point, Jack. He says, I don't think Hitler was a bootlick for the Russians.
Well, no, the Russians were the ones who kicked his ass because Hitler apparently paid no attention to Napoleon's attempts to try and take over Russia. Pack some fucking winter clothes. I mean, effectively, the Russians are what won us the war.
Oh, for... Okay, this is getting frustrating. When is he gonna... But they are similar. In ideology, they are similar, yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, again, just remember, Hitler wasn't actually democratically elected into power. That's apparently a mistake a lot of people make.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wasn't actually democratically elected into power.
What happened?
I can't remember exactly, but I remember it being someone actually mentioning it's a common mistake people make when they say that, well, Hitler was voted into power, and like, no, he actually wasn't. I think Hitler was given emergency power and he just didn't give it up. It's one of those things. I mean, the thing is, again, Trump and Hitler both have charisma.
No, no, he doesn't.
Well, he has a personality, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
It's an annoying one. And you've got to admit, he unfortunately does have he's got enough charisma to have a following. It may not be a charisma that appeals to you and me, but unfortunately, when you compare him to who he had to go against, Hillary Clinton, there's no comparison.
Who the fuck thought she was good enough? Like, I mean,
look,
Donald
no
Trump.
matter what you do, look.
How shit have you got to be to lose to that?
Look, if you want to look at how bad things are, Donald Trump has done damage before he's even left office. He's done a significant amount of damage, but now that he's in, the bar has lowered to such a degree that they're now going to let other people who have no business in politics at all try and run for president. You know, like Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey's good at what she does, but she's not a politician. And people are campaigning for her to be president. The Rock.
I'd take him over Trump, but, I'd take a fucking
thing.
monkey over Trump.
And Ollie, that is the problem. The fact that we're willing to take anything over Trump at this point because he's lowered the fucking standard to such a degree.
Well, that's just it.
I mean,
some say he wasn't democratically elected. Well, you can make that argument, yeah, because electoral college.
Well, the point is, he's in power now, unfortunately. He's done a significant amount of damage.
For better or worse, probably worse.
Oh yeah, he's
almost certainly worse. Well, demonstrably worse.
Well, America has never been this divided. Apart from the Civil War, apart from probably the Civil War.
Almost too much damage to matter whether he gets impeached or not. Don't say that, Jack. It could always get worse. Never assume it can't get worse.
Well, look, the US and the UK are both in a mess at this point. The UK's messed itself with Brexit, and, it shit the bed, and now it's a matter of trying to clean the sheets. How they're going, but instead of using a washing machine, they're using Coca-Cola and whatever's on the lawn. All in all, it's not looking it's not looking good.
That's why I said almost. Yeah, good point. Thing is, Keith Olbermann said this would happen.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well,
I don't know if you saw this series on YouTube called The Resistance with Keith Olbermann. Oh, buggering hell. Oh, okay. There was a series of commentaries on YouTube called The Resistance with Keith Olbermann. He voices Tom Jumbo Grumbo in BoJack Horseman, so you'll know him from that. But he's basically... Okay. Well, he's got a book out called Trump is Fucking Crazy. And that's basically the point of... Like... From the first of his commentaries, he said, there's something wrong with this man, get him out of there.
Yeah, look, it's no secret. It isn't really a secret, really. It's kind of like a yeah-duh situation with the whole he's unfit for office because he is a giant child.
Yeah. This statement was brought to you by Duh, a subsidiary of Doi Incorporated.
Again, look at how he deals with he cannot handle criticism at all.
He won't even take questions from news outlets that might challenge him.
Well, neither did Theresa May. That's one of the issues I had with my dad voting for her when he said we need a strong and stable, we need someone who's actually got the balls to go talk to you know, the EU and get us a good deal. And
she doesn't even have the balls to go and talk on a TV debate.
Well, that's what I said to her dad. Said, you really want to elect a woman who won't even talk to people in her own country?
Assassinating before they like.
Again, Mike Pence is just as bad as he is.
Yeah, he deliberately chose... I think on some level he knew that that's what people would want. So he deliberately chose a vice president that was arguably worse. I mean... Okay. And you don't want to martyr the man, whatever you do.
You certainly don't.
Oh.
Look, at this point, there's very little you can do to, you know, stop Trump at this point.
Huh.
Okay, so this guy can fire 2 shots pretty quick, and then that's that.
Oh. Damn it. Okay, so I think I get the routine. Wait for the second shot, roll over to that one. Wait for the second shot. Jump over to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And get him! Right. How can you martyr? Even his Republican supporters are turning on him. there is still a large enough contingent of people that will vote for him pretty much literally no matter what.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, he still has actually got supporters over here as well, who were basically getting pissy about the people protesting, saying, "Oh, this is how they get what they want." Yes, by by protesting against what they don't like, having an opinion about it. Unfortunately, it's really hard to not say what Trump is doing is completely fucking insane.
Yeah.
I think we've said it before on this very show, is that he is like that at the moment politics is like a Saturday morning cartoon. They're just doing stuff that you could not believe in a sane world they'd get away with.
It's a shame we're leaving empty-handed, though.
I mean, the rate things are going, if the UK, the UK going the way it's going, Scotland's going to get its independence vote and then leave, which I'm hoping for. Ireland's going to want to get out. And let's face it, history has shown that other countries that leave England, well, leave the UK, tends to do pretty well for themselves. Like Hong Kong or America. Oh, and Canada. India maybe not so much, but to be fair, again, England made sure they couldn't.
My dad tells me if you wrote this as a story, no one would believe it was true. Well, it's true because the thing is, I can't even tell what news outlets are satire and which ones are legit news anymore because
it's hard to determine what's real and what's real news
a
anymore
joke.
because
because the art of satire is to take something that's real and exaggerate it to such a ridiculous proportion to make a point. But the thing that is real is already so ridiculous that there's really no way you can take it.
Yeah, I mean, this is why it wouldn't work as Spitting Image tried it. You couldn't.
Like, the world at the moment is like a prolonged Spitting Image sketch that has no punchline and isn't a joke. Oh god, we got really angry there. Just ranting about. Okay, we've gone over time, but we managed to finish it. Sam,
okay,
that was Uncharted.
So now that that's done, are you finally going to maybe lean off the whole you're near the end thing and not get so triggered by it?
Oh, not for a long time yet.
Oh god, so we're still not there yet. I'm just expecting every time I say it to get one of those things like the triggered meme. Just have a picture of you with wide eyes and an angry face. Ollard. That was Uncharted. Have not played that since, well, actually I think it's been a very long time since I've actually picked up any of the Uncharted games. I think it was way before I got a PS4. I think the second one was still new.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake, voiced by Nolan North, the guy who did the voice of Deadpool in the Deadpool games.
Yeah. So I'm just reading Detroit. So when am I going to stream Detroit without you? I don't know.
Oh yeah, someone made a Rick Mail joke about the new guy who's replaced Jeremy Hunt. They took a picture of Alan Bastard next to him.
Alan Bastard.
I have a dream. More on that later.
I don't need it, I want it, because I'm very greedy. That was Alan Bastard.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you showing me a few episodes. Oh, someone's on a Simpsons meme. Whatever it's typed will be a window into his madness. They say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe and you can see that statement isn't true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you've got a 50-50 chance of winning, but I'm a genetic freak, and so I'm not normal. But then you've got a 205% chance, 25% chance at best at beating me. Then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, and you got the chances of winning go drastically down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you've got a 33 in the third chance of winning, but I got a 66.2.3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me and he's not even going to try. So Samoa Joe, you can take your 33.
Oh, you can skip the credits.
And plus minus my 25% chance at Sacrifice, and you've got an 8.1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you go one-on-one and add 6 2/3.
Okay, so political rants aside, that was Uncharted 1. Sam, how do you think that went?
I think the game, it's just as I remember it, and doesn't that whole people turning into Smeagol thing feel very out of place?
It does, yeah.
It's like one small group of chapters, and then it's just not really brought up again, and when it is brought up again, it's just a throwaway bit.
Yeah. Like, there was no foreshadowing for any kind of supernatural element. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I think that's why I thought if I make this implication now, Ollie's going to think it's ridiculous.
I kept forgetting that you played it before.
So when it does happen,
all men are created equally. You look at me and some of the people I've known, and you better be thankful it's not true. I am. Yeah. Right, well.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's Extreme Rules this weekend.
Is it? I've not been watching. I've not been keeping up. What's happened lately? Right, bonus round. Sam's quick wrestling recap. Go.
Let's see. Oh yeah, James Ellsworth came back and Asuka beat him up on SmackDown, but then he pepper sprayed her or something, and then allowed Carmella to get a really shitty-looking super kick thing go on. So that thing happened. Let's see. Alexa Bliss keeps attacking Nia Jax, so they're going at it.
Naturally.
Yep. Oh yeah. Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley went at it, but really, Bobby Lashley pretty much beat the shit out of Roman, and then it became one of those those pull apart things they do. Because apparently there's not going to be a match to determine a number one contender because Brock Lesnar doesn't want to defend his title, so it's not going to happen.
Right.
Because Brock Lesnar is too busy challenging people to fights in UFC.
And that's why the longevity of his title reign means nothing.
Yeah, let's see. What else is happening? Oh yeah, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are now wrestling Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt for the tag team titles. Daniel Bryan and Kane reformed Team Hell No.
Yeah.
Dr. Shelby came back to try and mediate the hatred between Bayley and Sasha Banks, which has resulted in them having a match. This wasn't as funny as Kane and Daniel Bryan's bits, I promise you. Let's see. Oh yeah, The Miz did his usual bullshit of him just existing because that's all he's good for.
Yeah.
Kane and Daniel Bryan then got attacked by the Bludgeon Brothers, and then Sanity, and then the New Day got involved because I think the New Day is moving on to face Sanity at this point because they finally debuted on Raw or on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman threw Kevin Owens into a portable toilet and then destroyed the toilet with him in. So they're apparently fighting. So that's another thing. And Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler have a feud going on because Dolph won the Intercontinental title. Because the plan at the moment is to use Dolph Ziggler to get Drew McIntyre over in the main event scene. Which is something I can live with because apparently now Vince McMahon is in love with Drew McIntyre's entire size now. Since he's put on a lot more muscle from being away.
Yeah. He just refused to be taller.
Oh god, that Riven Landon bit. Dolph just refused to be taller, no matter what we told him to do. So yeah, there's Extreme Rules. Really, nothing major is happening, to be honest. In terms of story, the Team Hell No thing is the closest you've got to an actual thing. I don't even know who's challenging AJ for the WWE title, if any. I mean, I know him and Nakamura. Nakamura's moved on to Jeff Hardy.
Ah, right. That would have been a match I was interested in seeing if Jeff was 10 years younger.
Oh, and I think Rusev is fighting AJ, I think.
Oh, that should be good.
What day? Well, of course, and it should be important because it's going to be happening on Rusev Day.
Yeah. By the way, happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, Ollie. And
on
Japan,
that note, it's been 2.5 hours, I think we should really call it.
It really... the last thing I'd like to point out is apparently some guy stole Kota Ibushi's finisher in Japan and almost killed a guy.
Yeah.
So that happened. And that's about it.
Okay, thanks for tuning in. If you got to the end of that, congratulations, and we admire your fortitude. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.